Is Samsung going to fix these issues from the Z Fold 5 to the Z Fold 6? That is the question, because we already know quite a bit about the Z Fold 6. We know the specifications, the likely release date, and a lot more. So, are things going to be fixed? And there's 4 things that I could come up with that I think that are really need to be amended and fixed. And knowing what we know from the specs, from the 5 to the 6, I wanted to give my input on that. Number 1 is battery life. Battery life on the Z Fold 5 is 4,400 milliamps. This is a device that I charge several times every day. I have to charge this at least once, which means that I charge it when I wake up, and then I have to charge it again at the beginning of the afternoon, and sometimes even at the end of the night. As a result, this is a device that needs frequent charging. Will the Z Fold 6 going to be very similar? Well, there's rumors that the Z Fold 6 will have a 4,600 to a 5,000 milliamp battery. If it's at 4,600 milliamps, I think it's going to be you're going to have to charge once or twice a day for sure. If it's 5,000 milliamps, I still think you're going to have to charge it at least once a day. Why? Because it's a huge phone. Displays need a lot of energy, and this is a large display, as well as the back display and the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which does sit power, but also consumes a lot of power. It's good for being cautious, but it's still a pretty powerful CPU at the end of the day. So if you really push it to its limits, you're gaming all day. If you're doing things that are high intensity, it's going to use a lot of battery life. So at the end of the day, if I had to predict, the Z Fold 6 will still need to be charged multiple times a day. Now, performance is rather good on this. You get a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, so if you enjoy gaming and other such activities, you'll have no trouble running any game that this throws at it. 12 gigs of RAM, Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, the 8 Gen 3, and the Z Fold 6 is going to be even more powerful, so you'll game even better. Probably not hugely noticeable day to day, but you will get some more frames per second. But what I think is going to really make it shine is that it's going to have One UI 6.1.1. Now, One UI 6.1 really looks amazing on the S24 Ultra. It's very smooth, it's very fast feeling, especially when I go back to this phone. In my opinion, there is a significant difference between animations and day-to-day usage. All of this is palpable on the S24 Ultra, and I believe the 8 Gen 3 and One UI 6.1.1 on the Z Fold 6 will make you feel the power and speed even more. So sure, I believe performance will be extremely apparent. Cameras are next up. Will we see or feel anything different with the cameras? There are reports that it will have the same cameras. It's so significant that you'll think, wow, what a difference. And it's a compelling argument to upgrade. I just don't believe that if they keep the same cameras and experiment with the software and algorithms, you'll feel compelled to change. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't believe you will at the end of the day. So I think it is going to be a very even level playing field. So I don't think you're going to see a noticeable change with that. The next thing I think a lot of people want to be changed and upgraded is the outside display. It's long, it's skinny, and it's still not fun to type on. It's still a device on the front here that's just not very fun. I haven't ever really used it, and even when I do, I'm like, oh, and I open it immediately back up, and I'm using the inside display. So there are reports that it will be a little broader and possibly a little shorter, but this begs the question, will it be noticeable enough to be a major cause to upgrade? I guess that there won't be a significant change in terms of how it feels on the exterior display. I believe it will be slightly different, but not significantly different. I want it to feel hugely different and majorly different and a big change. So it's something that I want to use more often, but at the end of the day, I just don't think it's going to be, but I think it will be a slight improvement. So with that said, would it be something that's going to end up being a major reason to upgrade just in general? No, I don't think it will be. I believe that will result in a minor improvement. So of those 4 factors, battery life, cameras, exterior display, and performance, I believe the latter will stand out the most in terms of day-to-day use. And then, I believe the next significant modification will be the outdoor display. But again, I don't think it's going to be a huge different feeling. And then I think with battery life and camera, they're going to be very incremental in terms of how they impact the change of the phone in a positive way. With that said, It's probably going to let a lot of people down, but it's also probably going to impress some people. So, at the end of the day, I believe I will receive this phone in a mixed bag. Yes, I love my phone. It's an excellent minor update. It's just not a significant upgrade. What are your thoughts? Do you believe any other aspects of this phone are a major letdown and should be upgraded? I could have suggested charging, but I do not think they would change it, and I haven't heard much about it. That would be a significant development if we learned of any changes. Aside from that, I don't think this phone will be a significant upgrade as much as I'd like it to be. Please let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that like button. See you next time. Goodbye.